Alright. I feel like I start every video by saying, alright. Or not start every video, but at least start talking. So, it is Tuesday morning. It's 4:23 in the morning. I've been driving for about an hour. I don't know where I'm at. I am heading up to Redmond, Washington to deliver a load of roofing shingles to a roofing supply company. And then hopefully getting loaded quickly to head right back home. Today is my wife's birthday, so I need to get home so we can go out to dinner tonight. We have plans with some friends and whatnot, so it's raining pretty good outside. You can probably hear that hit the windshield since you're mounted on the windshield. I just had to pull off in a rest area real quick because I forgot to get a Monster out of my fridge this morning, and after driving for like an hour, I've been getting thirsty, and I usually have a Monster in the wee hours. I know they're terrible for you, but I sip on one will last me 6-8 hours. That doesn't make the stuff in it any healthier, but anyways, at least I'm not, pounding them for the energy rush. I like the taste of them, really. So, anyhow, so that's my day so far. Like I said, going up to Redmond, Washington, delivering, and we'll find out what I'm doing after that. I figured I'd try something a little different today by turning the camera around and actually having it looking at me while I'm talking, instead of like the way I finished off the video yesterday, which wasn't how I didn't intend on that being the end of the video anyways, but camera just looking ahead at nothing. I wasn't even driving, I was just parked and talking to it. I didn't think about it until I was editing the video last night, and then I was like, well, that was silly, why didn't I just turn the camera around? So I figured I'd start the video that way today, especially since it's all crappy and rainy outside and dark, since it's only 4:26 now in the morning. There's not really much to see except the headlights of oncoming semis. So I'm debating whether I want to record out the windshield of traffic going through Seattle. It's pretty boring, and nobody likes sitting in traffic anyway, so why would you want to watch a video of somebody else sitting in traffic, right? Although some of the people watching this probably have no idea. You probably live, somewhere where traffic's not like that. Yeah. So I'm going to stop this here in a minute and carry on with my drive, turn this red light off over my head so I can see better out the windshield. Not that this red light is too distracting, but also with the drift camera, I can operate the camera hands-free. I've got this remote here that has two buttons on it, basically one that turns it on and also starts the recording, and then one that turns it off, or not turns it off, but stops the recording. And I don't even have to look at it. One of the buttons has like a convex shape on it, and the other one has a concave shape on it, so I can feel them apart. I just have it basically sitting in my lap, and it just takes a second to reach down there. I can feel which button I need to push to stop it or start it, so that's pretty easy. That's what I do when it's pointed out the windshield also. Sometimes I'll strap it on my wrist like a watch. Other times I just set it in my lap, but it's real easy to start it and stop it. So, anyhow, I'm gonna keep driving for a while, and maybe when it's light out, we'll get some more footage out the front, or maybe I'll have something to say. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for now. Alright. There, I did it again. Silly me. So this is, we're south of Seattle. It's 5:45 in the morning, so not even 6 o'clock in the morning. And this is how traffic is already. It only gets worse from here. And I already went through Tacoma traffic, which was backed up. And that was just, I don't know, 10 miles ago. And I started to record that, but somehow or other I pulled my camera mount off the window, so I kind of set it aside until I was basically stopped in traffic. Since we were sitting there not moving, I figured that'd be a good opportunity to put the mount back up. So now it's back up, and obviously I'm recording. But anyways, I just thought I'd show a quick tidbit of this, because it's not even 6 o'clock in the morning yet, and we're, I don't know, at least, well, I think most of this backup is probably for I-405. Usually it's backed up to the 405, and that's 11 miles away still. And actually we're moving along decently right now compared to a lot of other mornings. We're doing like 30, so not terrible, I guess. But like I said, this will probably last about 11 miles. We'll get to 405, and then 405 is going to be backed up for until Bellevue, basically, which I think is another 10 miles or so. And if we were to stay on I-5 to head actually into the heart of Seattle, I think once we go by the 405, it speeds up for a couple miles, and then it backs up again for Seattle. So like I said, this isn't too terrible yet, but it's still really early. It's only, you know, like 5:45 or something. So I don't know where you live and what traffic's like in your area, but I think Seattle's one of the worst places in the country, or top 5 anyways. I know it's worse than Portland. Portland gets pretty bad, but it gets really bad up here. I stay out of LA, so I know traffic's pretty bad down there, but I don't know how bad, because I don't know. I don't go to California, at least not in a big truck. So anyhow, yeah, that's it for now. Well, some of the joys of trucking are hurry up and wait. I guess I got here to where I'm bringing this load about 7 o'clock this morning. Got all untied and whatnot. It's now just about 9 o'clock in the morning, and just sitting here waiting, sitting on the side of the road. There's one truck ahead of me who has been sitting here waiting since about 6, he said, which it looks like, looking in my mirror, they just finally told him to come on in. So he's gonna go in, they'll get him unloaded hopefully pretty quickly, and then it'll finally be my turn. But that's something that I'm sure some of you other drivers can relate to. It's not always just smooth and easy. Most of the time, most places I show up and get unloaded pretty quickly. It's no big deal. Occasionally there's a time like this where, you know, it's a roofing supply company. I got here, they were busy, they were loading all their trucks so that their guys could get out and deliver their loads and whatnot, which they had like 6 trucks to load, so that took like an hour. Once they were done loading all their trucks, me and the other driver that's ahead of me thought it was, you know, gonna be time to start unloading us, but no, well, I guess they didn't have to. They decided to certify a crane in their yard, even though they have 2 trucks out blocking the street waiting to get unloaded. So we've spent the last hour sitting here waiting for them to certify this crane in their yard, which, from the best I can tell, they certified it, and now it's just parked and sitting there. It's not like they needed it for something, they just got it certified to make us wait. So nothing I can do about it, so my intent is not really to complain, although I'm sure that's what I'm doing. It's just to give you, I guess, a picture of the kinds of things that we deal with out here. So, you know, I've lost 2 hours of my day now just sitting here waiting that, you know, I'm not getting paid for. I get paid to deliver a load. I don't get paid for the time I'm sitting waiting. So, one of the downfalls, but they don't happen often. And the good still definitely outweighs the bad. So, I'm going to go ahead and get backed up into position to pull in once it's my turn. So, well, I finally made it out of this morning's delivery. I was only there about 3 hours. 2 hours and 45 minutes, something like that, total. I got dispatched to come, that was in Redmond, Washington. So then I came over here to Kent, where I'm now sitting, waiting to get loaded. I just got here, I haven't been waiting long. They came and told me it's a place I've picked up a lot of times. So I'm very familiar with these guys. As soon as I got here, they came and said, hey, our safety guys, or there's a company-wide, let me roll my window up, it's pretty noisy. There's a company safety guy, they have like multiple locations or something, or not multiple locations. The company that owns this place owns a bunch of other business, so they have, I don't know if you'd call it a corporate safety guy or whatever. They came and said, hey, the corporate safety guy's here, so asked me if I had a vest and a hard hat. And usually I don't have to wear that stuff here. Usually I just wear, you know, shorts and flip-flops and a t-shirt, which I was wearing pants and a hoodie because it's all rainy, but I was wearing flip-flops. So he asked if I had a vest and a hard hat, if I could put those on. I said sure. I'll put on some boots too, just to help keep them out of trouble. And so sometimes that stuff happens. I don't mind wearing this stuff. I mean, that's why I have it here, because especially when you go to like a job site, you have to wear boots and safety vest and hard hat and safety glasses and all the proper, you know, PPE. So anyways, I'm just got here. There's one truck in front of me for them to load. It's another thing he said, basically they have to follow, you know, they have to wear their seat belts on the forklifts, and they have to do a bunch of extra stuff because the safety guy's here. So instead of like taking his forklift off to put the dunnage on the trailer and then get back on the forklift and put the seatbelt back on, and you know, that was going to be a very time-consuming process. So he's waiting to load the truck in front of me until there's another guy available to help, and then they're just going to team up on it and try to knock it out real fast, and then they'll pull me up and do the same thing for me. So hopefully I won't be here a super long time. It's my wife's birthday today, and so I want to get back down to the yard and get off so we can go out to dinner or whatever, and have a nice birthday evening for her. So we'll see. I'm sure if it does end up taking a long time, you'll hear about it anyway. So I know I haven't shown you guys anything in the truck yet, really. So while I'm sitting here waiting at this job that I'm waiting at, it's a good time to eat some lunch. So you can see I've got some regular cup of noodles, chicken flavored cup of noodles here. I've got this other kind of cup of noodles. I like these. They're more expensive, but they've got a bit more in them and they're spicy. I've got Trader Joe's garlic rice noodle soup bowl. I've got one just like it that's mushroom. And then I have this water boiler thing here that I just put some water in, just turned it on. So gonna get some water boiling and make myself some cup of noodles. Have myself something to eat. I also have these, I've taken one of each from the back. I've never tried them before, but I saw them at Costco,
You just add them to a bottle of water. I've got a case of bottled waters down here and some peaches. These are really good peaches. I like those from Costco as well. Anyways, I got this case of bottled waters that I use for making cup of noodles and also for drinks if I get thirsty. I also have my fridge over here that there's a few waters in it getting cold, and then there's some Monsters and some Gatorades, various things to drink. And then I have down below another, basically a case of Monsters, so I can keep some in the fridge. Actually, that reminds me, I've only got 2 left in there, so that'll get me through most of the rest of the week. So, but I got to keep an eye on how many Monsters are in there. I grab one out usually in the morning when it's dark and I'm tired and whatnot. So usually I can't see in there. I just reach in and feel around until I find a can. So I don't know how many are left. So anyhow, yeah, there's not really much else to show you back here. I don't spend a whole lot of nights in the truck, so I'm not, fully stocked up for living in here. I've got a couple shirts and a couple pairs of pants up in the cupboard here, and I keep a couple pairs of socks. Since I like to wear flip-flops most days, I keep some socks in here in case I've got to put on some boots like I did today. So, yeah, not a whole lot else to it. It's a bit of a mess in the front because I've been working on organizing stuff. So I've got some popcorn up there. That's the Chicago blend or whatever with cheese corn and caramel corn, a banana, some things for my tire chains. I haven't figured out where to put those yet. Most of that's just stuff that I need in here, but I don't know where to put it, except the banana and the case for my Rand McNally. I had a briefcase that I sat down here that actually all that stuff was in the bottom of my briefcase. And basically I used the back. You can see the back is actually right there of the briefcase for all my paperwork and stuff, and then I just kind of piled the random stuff in the bottom. And I got sick of reaching over to the briefcase, so I had the idea of why don't I just cut the thing out of the lid of the briefcase, the part that I use with all the pockets and whatnot, and attach it right in front of my shifter where I don't have to lean for it. It's all just everything I need is right in front of me. So so I went and bought, there's a roll of Gorilla Tape right there. I went and bought that to tape it up onto there. So last weekend when I had the truck at home, I attempted to tape it on there, but the Gorilla Tape wouldn't stick to the vinyl. Nothing would stick to the vinyl. I grabbed every kind of tape I had at the house and tried to see if it would stick there, and nothing would stick to that. So I ended up getting some screws out of my garage and just screwing it in there. So when I decide to sell the truck, there will either be some holes there or I'll just leave the pockets on there. But whatever, it's my truck for now, so I'm gonna do it the way I want. So anyways, that was the back to my briefcase, which now I don't bring, but now I need to find a new home for the stuff that was in the bottom of the briefcase. And you can see blinking over there is the remote to turn this on and off via the remote. I just used the button on the camera since it's in my hand. And my Bluetooth headset, and got my satellite radio and my GPS over there. You can see the mount off to the left is where the camera is usually attached. Obviously it's not there because it's in my hand. CB up there that doesn't work. Well, the CB works just fine. I don't think there's actually an antenna hooked to it. I screwed in the coax, but it doesn't seem like there's any antenna. So anyways, that's the back of my truck for now. I'm sure I'll continue to get settled in and continue to add things, and I just bought this truck at the beginning of the month, so it's now October 21st, so I've had it just about 3 weeks, so I'm not fully settled into it yet, but that's where I'm at so far. Been this way before. Just last week we headed out this way.
So it's afternoon. It's like 12:15, and I usually like to be out of the Seattle area by, I don't know, 10. But because of my delays getting unloaded and then a bit of a delay getting loaded, we're getting out of here a little after noon, which is still better than it could be. I mean, getting out of here at 2 o'clock is terrible. But we're gonna have a bit more traffic to deal with. But we're just heading back to the yard. The load I have on now is more shoring, going to a different job site in Portland than the one I was at yesterday. But a job site in Portland nonetheless. I don't really love going to job sites. You never really know what you're getting into, and I don't know. Sounds like this one's had quite a few trucks through it, so it shouldn't be too bad, but I know the area it's in, and it's a pretty tight area. So, we'll see. So, yeah. Just gonna cruise around to the freeway and head for home.